Well, I think that what happens, and the way it typically comes out is that in a prescription medication, a lot of times they're what are called adverse event reports. And so the users may be physicians, or there may be reports, primarily it's going to come in through physicians, or it may come on through other scientists or who are researching a given drug, who notice something, a spike, or let's say you're looking at the SEER database, which is a cancer database, and you look in that and you see a spike of a particular type of cancer from an epidemiologist who notes that this trend is going on. But most commonly, really what it is someone has a really significant reaction to a drug. And in the case of, I'll give you an example, an Ortho-Evra, which was a birth control. There was a very young woman in New York who suddenly died on the street because she had a massive blood clot, and the blood clot went to her brain, and she died. Well, 23, 24-year-old woman isn't supposed to have a massive blood clot and die. That was a drug that had FDA approval, but the problem was that the data that the FDA relied on in order to support approval of the drug didn't accurately portray the real level of risk. What's the next step after that? Well, if it doesn't accurately portray the risk, then the warning on the label of the drug isn't adequate to tell the physician what the real risk is. If the physician doesn't understand the risk, then they can't determine how they should administer that drug to the patient, nor can they adequately warn the patient of what the real risk is in taking the drug. And the consumer, or the patient, doesn't have the option of either taking the drug or refusing that particular drug. A birth control drug is not a life-saving treatment. There are a lot of other birth control options out there. And so that's an example of, well, how does it manifest? Well, it manifests itself in real life. And unfortunately, the human guinea pig is often the way in which there's too many of a specific event than what you should see in the population, and that causes the need for further investigation and alarm.
We want to answer your questions. Contact us at 1-877-MyAdvocates or visit us at myadvocates.com.